And I thank Hit Bullseye for offering us this particular opportunity. And what I can see, we are blessed to have some 48 attendees. And going forward, I am appreciating the numbers will certainly need to shoot up. With this, the topic what has been given and suggested by people, why don't you speak about something on MBA in new normal? What is the perspective of LBSIM and the faculty members of LBSIM of doing MBA in the new normal? Let me quickly touch base what is new normal. Guys, believe you me, you you have selected the most brilliant years for your study of MBA program. I don't know, have you selected and God has entrusted this upon you? I'm not pretty sure on that. But yes, going forward, next 2 years are going to be the most beautiful years of your study. Reason is pretty simple. If you look into today's time, there are hardly zero opportunity available into the market as far as the jobs are concerned. But I'm pretty optimistic after completion of your 2 years time, the opportunities are going to scale like any kind of opportunities will be available into the market. And so, as it is being said into the stock market, invest when the market is down. And my first submission here is invest in your study when the market is literally slow, right? So how do I see or the people at LBSIM are viewing this new normal? We are referring this to be a to as a pause moment, as a comma moment. Sit back, look back, and take it very easy. The whole world is shrinking, and I am going forward. I'm also thinking of the things will change. And what are the changes which are going to come in? The changes are the changes which are going to come in. Older systems of all those human needs have undergone change, and new needs and wants and desires have emerged. Right? So, what I'm exactly referring to this, look at the movies. We are all eagerly waiting for to go into a movie hall and watch pictures. Those movies are coming into your home. We were all eagerly waiting to go to restaurant and eat something out. Restaurants are coming at your place. Your needs are changing, so are your wants and desire. And going forward, what I'm foreseeing, your home itself will become the new oyster. So in the older generation, as we happen to say, as an old professors, we happen to say, go, young man, conquer the world. This is, I'm borrowing for a concept from a concept of Mr. Bijur, who has spoken a couple of days before with us. So he was talking, word is your oyster, but I am saying oyster is going to be your home. Go and conquer this oyster, right? So if your needs and wants are going to get changed, consumers will factor their change in taste preferences, their information search, their evaluation of methods. They have updated their spending patterns, and you are saving much more today as compared to what you were saving. And I'm pretty sure this rainy days, which are there in front of you today, are going to surpass very, very fast. So the market will take a new shape. It is not only consumers, those who have got changed themselves, it is the business houses. They have also adopted new product and services, changed into their technology to automate their processes. They have adjusted their product lines, production lines. They have started balancing their inventories. They have started aligning their supply chain. And probably the best change what you have seen is they have revised most of their products or services prices. Further, the government and local authorities have started rolling out various schemes to support the people, those who are suffering. And I am saying the divide between haves and have-nots are growing very, very fast, right? So in days ahead time and into this new normal kind of situation, being from the marketing side of it as a marketing professor, what agenda I'm having at hand, what agendas are there in the new normal, how is this marketing which is businesses interface with the customer for creating, communicating, and delivering value, will remain quarantined. Will it remain quarantined, or there is something which is going to happen? And what is that going to happen? The marketing and marketeers need to unlearn the established practices and relearn the complexities which this COVID pandemic has thrown us in front of, right? So the complexities and uncertainties around this normal kind of new normal kind of situation for acquiring, retaining, and developing new customers, that is what we are needed to relearn on. And of course, my differentiation and positioning strategies must be learned afresh. So I'm closing and handing it over to my fellow colleague, Professor Shivani, by saying the illiterate of 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn and unlearn and relearn. And this is a fabulous, fabulous time for you to unlearn and relearn something fresh.
Thank you, sir. So next, just to add on what sir has said, so it is about the technology, right? So it's restaurants are coming to your home place, entertainment is coming to your home place. So that is because of the and technology. So since we are talking of business, we are talking of business management. So I'll be talking with you about the technologies for business excellence. So whenever we talk of business excellence, so what are the terminologies? What are those things that come into the mind of a CEO, a manager, or a data scientist, or the person who is involved in marketing, finance, operations, supply chain area? So they talk of quality. How can excellence be achieved in the business? So based on quality, speed, efficiency, optimization, flexibility, sustainability, health, safety, environmental concern. So technologies, everything, all of these components are being backed by technology. Next slide. So one of the very most common terms which are being used nowadays is artificial intelligence, right? So we all are surrounded by the gadgets and devices which are developed using artificial intelligence technology and the algorithm. So the Netflix, right? So we watch movies on the Netflix, and Netflix make our choices very simple. It lets you know that these are the movies that you would like to watch because they are recommending you. There is a recommender system which is based on the artificial intelligence, so you do not have to waste time and search for the movies which is as per your preference. Then we have Siri and Alexa. They are actually behaving like a human being. So artificial intelligence is what? The algorithms, they have been inbuilt, and these devices are basically reacting to your queries as a human being. So that is one example. Then we have smartwatches. So most of us would like to wear smartwatches, and a lot of data being, accommodated there. And then the analysis is being done. How many steps you have taken? What amount of calories you need to take? So, and the other example is, the Google Maps. So earlier it was very tough basically, and it was time consuming to go to a place which is unknown. Now with the Google Maps, it has become very, easy for us. So I talked about the terms flexibility, speed, efficiency. So all those components are being, solved, or our problems are solved by these artificial intelligence devices. Next is artificial intelligence is one term, which is an umbrella term, right? Next. Then we have machine learning, right? So machine learning is basically a component of artificial intelligence, and then the the component of machine learning is deep learning. So what the focus of our today discussion is basically the application of these AI in achieving business excellence, right? So next, there is a business context, right? So what is the business context? The ability of an organization to ask a question. So I'll just take a small example of Big Basket. So they dealt with two business contexts. They introduced two features into their website, e-commerce website. So that was Did You Forget, and the other one was Smart Basket. So how did this idea came into, the big basket? So why should we, introduce did you forget the feature into their website? So what was happening when the customers were doing shopping, right? Once they are done with the shopping and the goods are being delivered at their home, and then they realize one or two products they have missed out. So in that scenario, what a customer will do? They might go to the store which is at the nearby location. So once maybe they visit that store, they may get attracted to that store, and they then would like to churn from the big basket and then continue with the store which is nearby their house. So in that case, big basket is losing a customer, right? So this can happen with any number of customers. This I'm taking example of one customer. This could be into n. And the other scenario would be the customer. He is not going to, he wanted to again go to the big basket site and then order for those one or two products. Now for the delivery of those products, again the sales executive, the delivery boy, he has to, allocate again that place. So fuel is being consumed, the time is being consumed. So that's why they have featured this did you forget feature into their website. So basically, it's a win-win situation. The company is not going to now lose more number of customers. They are saving on that, and obviously they are saving on their resources as well. Next. So next, applications of AI. So AI is everywhere. If you are talking for business, so banking and finance, manufacturing, healthcare, real estate, entertainment, travel. So AI is accounted not only for the satisfaction of customer or improving the profitability. So basically, for developing, the experience of the workers, development of the skills of the employees, and building organizational competency. So that are some of the reasons why AI is being used by the organizations. Okay, now this is a very talked about term, which is industrial revolution. So Germany has coined this term, which is fourth industrial revolution. So now we are at fourth industrial revolution. So how we have moved on to the stages of different revolutions. So first industrial revolution was coined during mid of 1700s. So that was the time when steam engine was invented, right? So the steam and energy was invented. So that was the first industrial revolution. So the next industrial revolution that was emerged in mid of 1800. So what happens is the electricity was introduced. So then mass production was taking place. Assembly lines were, being organized in the manufacturing organizations and factories, right? And then from 1900 onwards up to early 2000, the third revolution emerged, which was the computing phase. The computers got introduced, and then high speed computers were introduced. Then these computing systems can accommodate, can save large amount of data. Then Facebook, Twitter, they all got introduced during this phase. Now we are at the fourth industrial revolution. So what is happening? So now the data has been, we have accumulated so much of data. Now how to extract useful information from the data, how to make our system intelligent. So that is, the era of fourth industrial revolution. Next. So some of the technologies for industry 4.2, artificial intelligence and machine learning. I talked about big data is something like, the data is being generated at a, very high speed. Every second, lot of transactions have been, taking place. Every second, lot of videos are being uploaded on the YouTube. Then we have robot and cobot. Robot are the machines which are designed and which has the artificial intelligence. So with robot, no human interaction is or involvement is required. But cobot is something which is, collaborated robots, where the humans are requiring the intervention of the robot. So basically, they are the extra muscle for the human beings, right? So efficiency and productivity has increased a lot. So in India, Bajaj Scooter was, the first companies, amongst the first companies who introduced cobots into their manufacturing system. Next. So then we have Internet of Things, so IoT, most hyped and talked about term. It is nothing but the various systems are being interconnected with each other. So one of the, basic application, or we can say smartphone, is one which all of us we have, right? So the various devices which are being connected, so that is Internet of Things. And then next we have blockchain, right? It is again a secured ledger. So initially it was developed in the financial sector. Now in supply chain sector has been using this very widely. And the last one is cloud and edge computing. These are the high speed computational and analysis of the big data. They want certain platforms. So these are the some of the technologies which are used in industry 4.0, and the benefits are cost reduction and efficiency, value add, and health and safety of workers. Now, going beyond, so Germany and Japan, these countries, they are always into competition when we talk of innovation, when we talk of technology. So Germany coined Industry 4.0 and Japan has coined Society 5.0, which is the advanced form. Now the same technologies which we have talked for development of Industry 4.0, now we can apply for the society. So we want to make a technology based human centric society, so that is called a super smart society. So then the stages are, earlier the stage one, there was a hunting society, then agricultural society, industrial society, information society, and now we are moving to smart society. So I'll hand it over to sir.
Right, madam, well said. So we are shortly entering into Society 5.0, and where I have left you, I am going to take you back there. So Warren Buffett, everybody is having an awareness about Warren Buffett has said what? The best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you can earn. So this is what exactly is going forward going to be the call in the new normal. Madam has spoken about the changes which is coming in Industry 4.0 revolution going towards Society 5.0, and what Buffet has said, Warren Buffet is saying that invest into yourself to learn, and with those learnings you can earn more. Further, another quote. This may be sounding, very worldwide kind of agenda. Now let's talk what our Dhirubhai Ambani has said. Indian person, right? Our dreams have to be bigger, our ambitions even higher. The commitment of ours should be deeper, and the efforts be greater. So what exactly Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, when he has said, is meaning? He is talking about commitment, ambition, dreams, and efforts. These are the four paramount words which are coming out of this particular quote. And this he has referred when he has said he is dreaming for India. And when he has dreamt for India today into the new normal kind of a situation, please excuse me if you are not dreaming big. You are not having bigger ambitions or higher ambitions. Your commitments, which have to be deeper, and efforts to reach to those commitments should be greater as what you were putting in earlier. So go back when I said this this movement of new normal is going to be a stop and pause movement. So what you should be doing, right? So I am suggesting, or people from here, LBSIM are suggesting you break the barriers which are there for you entering into this new normal. And how can you enter into this new normal? By breaking those barriers. MBA is a degree. MBA is a tool or weapon through which you can check the entry barrier, if at all they are there, into any business organization. Some 3 decades ago, what was said, the organization has started preferring MBAs as the intake for their management and leadership stream. It has certain advantages over other educational qualification. So basically what is being said today, MBA is a cutting edge tool through which you can overcome the barriers which are there available. I am not, making you terrified or horrified by saying so. The job market is very, very tough today. Very tough today, believe you me. But if you invest next 2 years of yours into education, as Buffet and Toffler has also said, start unlearning to relearn something. This is a good time to invest into your career. And what better choices can be than you doing MBA into the time when the market is down. And when the market is down, believe you me, it is the best time to invest into. Can I have the next slide, please? What MBA can do? An MBA provides the students an opportunity to give shape to such dreams and ambitions. What Mr. Ambani was talking about, dreaming, thinking, and committing it in a bigger manner. And believe you me, guys, this MBA can provide you with an opportunity to hone up your skills, to shape up your dreams, and to fulfill your ambitions. What skills people or what skills students can learn at their time when they are spending their time into business schools? Of course, what is required? Madam was talking about data analysis. I am equipping that with people management. And believe you me, in marketing, it is being said, it is networking and relationship that will help you sail through. But today, in the new normal, what I am bringing forth is people management. That means your networking and relationship skills, drawing a parallel from marketing side of it, and seeking support of Madam when she has said data analysis. So if you are developing these two skills of people management and having a skill into data analysis, the world is all yours. It will equip you to perform the jobs into better manner. It will certainly help you to build your own businesses. And if you can perform the job better, build your own businesses, of course, what you are ultimately reaching to, you are reaching to your building a community around yourself, and community which will be very, very beautiful, fascinating kind of community going forward. MBA is such a diversified kind of course which offers you flexibility and of course help you in developing your personality. So when I say flexibility in the curriculum and diversity into the approach, so MBA is not a science kind of program where you are treated into only doing chemistry, or like physics. It is a combination of so many varied kind of science. MBA is not a pure science, not a pure art kind of education. It provides you an holistic kind of education, and it will expose you from different curricular kind of societies. Something can be drawn from marketing side of it, something can be drawn from economic side of it, something of course can be drawn from law side of it, general management, of course, leadership, negotiation, ethics, corporate governance, and Madam as rightly said, artificial intelligence, the new word, buzzword. And believe you me, I am a marketing professor. And in retail, there is something called shadow research. And in shadow research, what is happening? Hell lot of and plenty of data are being recorded, and you are not knowing as a customer what is happening around. And these retailers are tracking you like anything. And the big basket example, what Madam has suggested, on the basis of this particular shadow kind of research, you are getting to know. Like Prime, what Madam has suggested. Where from they are getting the information? Like Amazon, you are surfing onto the internet, onto Amazon platform, looking for a particular product, but you have not purchased that particular product. All of a sudden, what will happen? You will start being bombarded with the slide, with the mailers, with the SMSs from Amazon, and they will start roping in with certain promotional offers to you. You have visited this particular website but could not have finished purchasing. The product is still there into your cart. Where from they are getting this? This is what is going to happen much more in a bigger manner in the new normal kind of situation, right? And no, in on the personality development side of it, This I have spoken about the diversity into the course and the kind of flexibility which are there available. But when it comes to personality development, the course is not a pure vanilla ice cream kind of. It is a tutti frutti kind of ice cream wherein the mix of vanilla, pista, chocolate, strawberry, everything will be, presented to you in a platter. When I am meaning this platter will become an MBA program wherein how to mix vanilla ice cream with strawberry in the form of group discussion. So say for example, in one of my class, if I give you an assignment which is talking about doing brand audit, purely a marketing kind of submission, it will call you to go to some HR people, ask what is personality, and then connect personality with the brand's personality, and then answer you mean, right? So it will be very, very diverse kind of activities like group discussions, classroom presentation, and believe you me, we would be running around, say, around 200 days in a year's kind of time. And out of 200 days, believe you me, every day some student shall be making presentation into the classroom. And when they are passing out from any institution, when I take their feedback, sir, it was presentation, presentation, presentation. So you will learn and hone up your skills into how to make presentation. Of course, your analytical skills when you will be solving plenty of cases which will be set forth in front of you. You will sharpen your skills on situation handling, various role plays, various role plays, your communication skills, your interpersonal skills, your written assignments, class tests, final written oral examination, the research projects, the summer internship projects, all the time you will find in the midst of, so far you are at your place sitting inside your home with the cozy environment, your mom is serving you breakfast, lunch, dinner. But when it comes to MBA life is something different. You are needed to forget, and it gives me, it reminds me of a story, a small time story, which talks about, I was attending to one professor, very renowned professor's, workshop at IIM Ahmedabad once. We were in the midst of having our lunch and the earlier session got delayed by 10 minutes time, and I've seen people rushing into the classroom with their plates on into the hands. And IIM Ahmedabad does not, discourage you not to eat inside their classrooms. The class was on, people were having meals, professor was busy teaching you, and whatnot you can expect, right? So it will certainly going to help you hone up, a holistic personality of the individual whosoever is going to take an MBA program coming forward, right? So from the job perspective and corporate market side of it, you will be developing your all skill sets. And furthermore, this MBA program will help you develop the entrepreneurial knack inside your personality. When I say entrepreneurial knack, the learning what you are going to get is so very contemporary today. Like Professor has also spoken, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. My finance course happens to talk about many times blockchain technologies, cryptocurrency, various analytics. My marketing course happens to talk about digital marketing. They are, to name a few kind of courses which have got incorporated into our program. And if you are learning the most in thing at the campuses, believe you me, some of you, I'm not saying many of you or all of you, some of you can develop a knack towards opening your own venture. And there are so many supports available to the students today. In going forward, we'll help you understand what supports are there available. The supports are there available through which you can also develop your own entrepreneurial kind of setups, right? So my final take, or other few more words before I leave it with Professor Shivani, is the time has changed. Time is very, very volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. This is what is VUCA time you are living into. And to treat you into this VUCA time, are preparing our students. Our MBA, any other MBA program will help you prepare to face this VUCA time by what we have set up, like labs. We have got, we have got software labs, we have got analyticals lab, and don't forget, you know, jack of all trades, master of none, right? And something, if you are only inclined to studies, you will become a dull boy. So is the case. How the gamification is going to get mixed with management education, how the outdoor games, how the extracurricular activities, how the cultural activities will help you to tackle this particular situation, which is going to be new normal, which is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And if you can learn the tricks of the trade during this time, believe you me, you will be the king going forward after 2 years of the time. And if I, she, or somebody else from the MBA school of it, if they can provide you that kind of exposure, right, it will help prepare any student to come forward in a better manner. And of course, this is what is my take on, global recognition of MBA program. The relevance of MBA program is not here in India only, but if you go to Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Asian countries I'm talking, you go to Europe or a Scandinavian country, Austria, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, if you go to European nations like Germany, France, Belgium, these all countries, everywhere the scope and relevance of MBA is still intact. The only change what I'm seeing is inclusion of the technology and disruption into the technology. If you can learn how to include technology into MBA and can disrupt the market, the word is all yours, right? You can go ahead and conquer it, right? And MBA stands out, a professional who would be better paid come what may in terms of their remuneration, the kind of perks they will be going to get, and of course, the opportunities are always welcoming at their doorstep going forward. I'll request Professor Shivani to further it up.
So I completely agree with Dr. Samant that MBA is actually providing a holistic education to the students. So yes, it is like offering a tutti frutti ice cream to our students because it's a mix of everything. It's not just reading from the books. It is doing the case studies. It is involving our students into various activities, maybe sports activities, co-curricular activities. There are so many academic clubs. So we want to give the holistic experience to our students because we want to actually make them a good leader, a good entrepreneur, a good data analyst, a good manager, right? So coming to Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management, so LBSIM was established in 1995 to perpetuate the memory of India's second Prime Minister, Bharat Ratna Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri. So since then, Institute has emerged as one of the prominent B schools in the country and is recognized as a pioneering institution providing value-based education.
Right.
Okay. Then these are the courses that we offer to our students, right? And all our courses are approved by AICT. So first one is 2-year full-time postgraduate diploma in management general. So we have 180 seats for this. The second one is 2-year full-time postgraduate diploma in finance. The intake is 60 students. And then we have a 2-year full-time program, postgraduate diploma in research and business analytics. And that is the intake is 60 students, then 15-month full-time postgraduate diploma, that is for working executives. And also, 3-year part-time postgraduate diploma in management, that again is for working executive. Then we do have a 3-year full-time Masters of Computer Application, that is MCA. And this particular course is approved and affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. And I would also like to tell you that two of our courses are equivalent to, AIU, which are PGDM General and PGDM Finance. Next.
So when Professor has said about equivalence, Association of Indian Universities have accorded our PGDM General and PGDM Finance program equivalent to MBA of any other Indian university. Association of Indian University I am referring to.
So now we have, LBSIM, because this year we are celebrating 25 years, our silver jubilee. So that is the roadmap. We started our program with the intake of 60 students to PGDM General. And then in 97, the seats got increased to 120. Then again, we have introduced PGDM Finance. Then we have, established a research cell, that is Lal Bahadur Shastri research center, and we got accreditations. Then we have started a program on PGDM research and business analytics that got started in 2018, and along with that now this year we have introduced FPM, that is the fellow program in management. So we are achieving success. We are going up to the ladder in these 25 years. Next. So LBSIM campus, the Dwarka campus, so it was inaugurated by Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, the then Honorable President of India, in 2011. So then we have, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award for Excellence. This was instituted in the year 1998. The award is presented by President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The awardees are designated as Lal Bahadur Shastri Fellows, and their names are inscribed on the roll of honors of the institute. So some of them are Srimati Sudha Murthy. So recently she has been facilitated with this award. This is for year 2020. So next. Then the convocation ceremony at LBSIM. So the convocation ceremony, we have, in 2018, the chief guest who was present for the convocation ceremony was His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In 2019, Dr. Tessie Thomas was there as a chief guest. Next. Then we have, distinguished alumni. Since we are 25-year-old institute, so our alumni have been placed at a very senior position in some of the good companies. So they are at vice president and director level, general manager in the companies. Next. Then some of our alumni have turned into entrepreneurs. So these are some of them, and they are successful entrepreneurs. Next. These are, the list of board of governors. So Mr. Anil Shastri, he is the chairman of our institute, and Dr. Praveen Gupta, he is the director of our institute, and he is the member secretary of the board of governors. Next. Then we have an advisory board. Of course, the advisory board we have, under the headship of Shri Anil Shastri ji. Then we have people from academia as well as from the corporate. So these people actually help us in building our curriculum, our processes in the institute. So Mr. KJ Java, he's the managing director of Daikin India Private Limited. Then Dr. Sanjeev Srivastava is there. He's the vice chairman. And then we have Mr. Pradeep Bakshi. He's the president and CEO.
Apart from that, we got Mr. Rajiv Dubey as Group President HR from Mahindra and Mahindra. Mr. Vijay Deshpande, who's Vice President HR from JK Industries and Tires. So many people, very, very renowned senior corporate level people. Apart from that, we have got fairly good representation from academia in the form of ex-vice chancellors and HODs coming from different universities and colleges in the form, to name a few, T.N. Kapoor and others who are serving into academics as well.
Now,
right. So thank you, madam. Thank you very much. And there was a question which was coming up, talking about HR side of it. What kind of specialization in the courses of HR are available? To name a few, in the first term we have got interpersonal effectiveness and group dynamics. In the term 2, we are having managing workforce, work organization. In the third trimester, we are having managing people and performances. They are the fixed kind of courses. You cannot avoid them. They are compulsory courses in first three terms. And once you will try to take HR as a specialization, then you are needed to opt any one out of them. Say, for example, labor law legislations, the strategic HRM, training and development, performance management, compensation management, HRM and services sector, recruitment and selection, and so on and so forth. The list are there available. Out of that, spread over the trimesters, you are needed to select two or three depending upon your combination, permutation, and combination. We are blessed. We are one of the most blessed institute, for that matter, I would say, when it comes to our faculty members. We have got talented, highly talented pool of faculty members who are not only talented, but they are also motivated. And believe you me, most of them, 90+% of them are holding PhD, mostly from IIT, NIT, FMS, and then the universities of repute, they are holding their PhD qualification from. Apart from that, going forward quickly, if I talk you what kind of the question which was coming, I have got only two things to speak about when it comes to specialization. In PGDM general, we are having a specialization in the form of marketing, finance, operation management system, and under this you can have further sub specialization. And in PGDM finance, let me quickly differentiate between these two courses, PGDM general and PGDM finance. Since day one in PGDM finance, you will be trained into finance domain specific courses. First term, from the first term itself, all those finance specific courses would be taught here. And in PGDM general, you can also opt for PGDM finance as a specialization. So in PGDM finance, a standalone kind of course, we are offering specialization like treasury management, investment management, risk management, strategic and accounting management, to name a few. Apart from that, we have got insurance and risk management. We have got international financial management, project appraisals, financing and control, commercial bank management, and an NBFC, to name a few. Coming forward into the other course, what we are having is PGDM RNBA, Research and Business Analytics. Therein, again, from the area specific kind of like marketing, we have got analytics for marketing, consumer marketing analytics, pricing analytics. These are the things we are having available into our RNBA program as a specialization. Retail analytics is another area wherein we are offering course on operation and supply chain logistics and analytics. We are having a course on as a specialization into our PGDM RNBA program. In fellow program, which is yet to be started, in 2021, we are going to start with this fellow program, which under which a cross-disciplinary or interdisciplinary kind of arrangement for research would be made, and people can opt either from either sides of it, economics and international business, or economics clubbing with business analytics getting clubbed with HRM and OB, innovation getting clubbed with HRM, innovation getting clubbed with finance or marketing side of it, right? So what are the institute facilities we are offering here at our campus? We are one of the most fabulous campuses when it comes to Delhi. We are one of the most upgraded campuses in and around Delhi, with all the modern amenities which are upgraded recently. When it comes to classroom, we are having a fabulous auditorium, having a seating capacity of more than 300 people. We have got computer centers having terminals not close, less than 100, kind of computer terminals are there available with 100 Mbps lease line kind of facilities, and we are shortly going to increase it probably. We have got excellent recreational facilities, not only here at the campus, but we have got a tie-up near the sports complex wherein you can go and enjoy your life. Gym is inside, amphitheater, all that external activities which you are planning to have can be done at the amphitheater. And in the proximity of say around 2 kilometers, we have got our hostel situated, wherein we have got a special provision of buses flying from the hostel and going back from the college to the hostel. And some of the photographs what you can see here are depicting about your campus hostel life. And not to forget, where do you spend your time once you are at your own pace or leisure time? It is none other than the canteen, a two-storied canteen, which is the most talk of the town kind of place here at the life and times of LBSIF. Apart from that, not only talking about facilities, we are very resourceful kind of library wherein we have got the resources from best of the journals in the form Emerald journals, in the form Sage journals, Elsevier journals, and JGate, CMI databases. So many databases are there you can avail the facilities from, right? And next, please. And when it comes to finance, who can beat Bloomberg? And we are most blessed. Even some of the institutes, even some of the renowned universities are sending their research scholars to seek the permission of using this Bloomberg Terminal Lab, wherein we are blessed to have 12 terminals fixed into real-time information can be searched and served here on this particular terminal. You can watch various markets operating across the world, what is happening into financial market across the globe. You can have a look and feel of it through this particular Bloomberg lab, which we have set up in last 3 years time, and we are ever expanding this particular Bloomberg lab. I request Professor Shivani to complete it.
Now, the next facility that I'm going to talk about is Computer Center and Analytics Lab. So our Computer Center and Analytics Lab is well equipped with latest hardware and software facilities. So our entire campus has a Wi-Fi with 30 access points. So, and we do have all the, the latest software. So we have SaaS software. We have a licensed version of SaaS. eViews, we have variants of IBM software, IBM SPSS, IBM MOS, and then we do have Tableau. So along with that, we also cover the open source softwares which are R and Python. Next. Then the classrooms and video conferencing rooms. So our classrooms are also integrated with technologies. We have LCDs, if we talk, during the pandemic time, so we have studio classrooms as well, wherein, the teacher can take class and use the classboard, whiteboard, right? So that is there. We have a video conferencing room and it has a capacity of 70 seater with LCD display, and then so social and rural immersion programs. So students of LBSIM along with NGOs, they interact with rural communities to resolve the problems. So we are actually exposing our students to sectors of society and economy otherwise missed by regular management education. Next. So student bodies and activities. So we have a management grid. So it is the student body of LBSIM that acts as a facilitator for all the student related activities, and this is under the guidance of faculty members. We have a placement cell, which is a student, again, student body and under the guidance of faculty. Alumni cell. So, at a regular frequency, we organize corporate interface sessions with our alumni, and then academic clubs. There are a lot of academic clubs, each, area, operations, supply chain, finance, marketing. So every area has its corresponding academic club, and so is the cultural club. So we have, the dancing club, the music club, the, various clubs, and then there are sports activities which are being done. So social services, we do, as I said, that we do social and rural immersion program. And then we have a Nivesh. This is also a student group wherein, students manage mutual fund. So all these clubs are very much active, and regularly the students are doing some or the other activities, and inter and intra-college competitions are being taking place. Then the students, we say that LBSIM is a student-driven activities, a lot of activities, because we want to make our students a good leader, a good decision maker, right? An entrepreneur. So for that, we train them for, the training and workshop. There are corporate interface sessions, guest lectures, seminars, industry visits, annual cultural, functions, sports fest is also organized every year. Social work, blood donation camp, every year this takes place. And we do have a foreign language courses for our students. And then there are debate competitions, there are case competitions. So all those activities are being taken place every year. So thanks from our side. Now we welcome your queries.
Right, Palash and the students, I thank you for your patience listening, and we can open the floor now for the question. If Palash, you can moderate it up further.
Sure, sir. We have a couple of questions. So I'll take them one by one. So, sir, the first question is from the first question. They want to know about prerequisites required for MBA in operations. So I think it is a general question that is there a prerequisite for any course students are applying for?
Yeah, see, MBA operation, if you want to do operations as a specialization, so basically you have to admit to PGDM general course, right? In the second year, you have the specialization subjects. So criteria is the CAT score or the GMAT score. So for PGDM general, you are expected a CAT score of more than 82%, 85% for PGDM general, and we do offer courses under this operations area. We do offer supply chain management, project management, and quality management. Then courses related to data science and analytics, which are advanced data science and advanced data science, technology for business excellence. These are the courses that we do offer, right?
So just to add to what Professor has said, for operations management, first thing first, you are needed to have a CAT percentile. CAT percentile last year, I cannot give you any numbers for this year, but as per my past experience, if you wanted to appear for PGDM General Operations Specialization, his score should have to be somewhere close to 84 to 85 plus percentile. And then probably an invite would be given to you from Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management to appear into VAT, written ability test 1, GD, group discussion 2, PI. And in GD and PI will further be testing your skills to become eligible. Your weightage to CAT would be 60%, and this VAT, GD and PI, the weight should be 40%, and then we'll accumulate the results and we'll reach to a consensus decision of the panel to offer you a seat here. I probably hope
Right.
we have answered your query.
Of course, sir, and that is the benefit of such webinars, that we get detailed procedure of getting into the whole procedure to get into LBS college. So I think ma'am has also answered another question which we've got from Lippy, and she's asking that if LBS IM will accept ZAT scores.
No, I'm so sorry letting you know we don't accept ZAT scores. We only consider CAT and GMAT scores.
Right, sir.
And GMAT should be taken in last 2 years time only. CAT should be the most recent one, and GMAT could be taken in last 2 years. That test scores could be considered here at LBSIM for either of the 3 programs.
Right, sir. I hope, Lippy, this answers the question. So let me again, concrete it that LBS IM is accepting scores of CAT, which you've given in this year, as well as GMAT, which should be, last 2 years score. No other management exam is right now being accepted, right? So, sir, Chinmay has an work experience in the IT sector, and he wants to know that if it will help in the profile that he's building for MBA in HR.
Anytime, man. That's a very good question. I'll appreciate when we are doing this, our GDPI and background. See, not only your subject knowledge, your general awareness, communication, aptitude, situation handling, and of course, at the time of interview, your experience of any kind would get matter. So I have seen in my past experience, people coming from the industry having some 2+ years of experience is scoring over better as compared to some of the freshers, but not always the case. There could be a situation wherein the reversal is also possible, but having to have work experience of any industry will certainly give you some little extra edge over other normal students or fresher students. I'm quoting, re-quoting, some extra edge, not always correct.
Right, sir. All right. So I've got another response from Isha, and Isha is asking, she wants to know about operation management as well as human resource. So, sir, one thing that you've just cleared, MBA, it doesn't actually, your past experience does not directly relate to the course that you're applying for, right? So most of the students are, most of the students, they worry about how relevant their past experience can be with the type of course they're aiming.
Right.
So can you just, quickly include that?
Right. So at LBS IM, currently we are offering 3 full-time postgraduate diploma in management program. One, postgraduate diploma in management. Along with that is the nomenclature for this particular program is postgraduate diploma in management general, wherein people are having a liberty to choose their specialization after completion of their first year. Then the second program is PGDM in PGDM financial management, wherein all across from the depth and the breadth of it, finance is being talked and talked around. And in the third course, wherein we are having postgraduate diploma in research and business analytics, research, business analytics, artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, Python, or whatnot kind of courses are being spoken. So come back to the question, PGDM general and their experience getting counted or not. I welcome this question, and depending upon their experience, they can specialize into the domain. Somebody say, if for example, if he's having some pre-experience of marketing, can opt for marketing, or if his choice after looking into a year's time completion can get changed, can go and track the change the track to come into finance management, operation management, or vice versa. We are all open to it.
Right, sir. Sir, what you exactly talked about is what Ali is asking. So, Ali has done marketing internship and he wants to know that if he is applying for an HR course, what technical skills can, because he has time in hand, what technical skills can he, master so that his profile can, be more relevant for an HR course?
Right. So he is having some, marketing experience, trying to come into HR side of it. So during the time of interview or taking admission, I'll appreciate no technical competency would get needed. I would be
Right.
testing, or the institute would happen to test on his present knowledge and skill sets. Say, for example, if you're saying you are having some experience into HR, or somebody is saying some experience into finance, we will dig deep into that particular side of it. Say, if you take my example, how would I get interviewed here at LBS IM? So suppose if I, as a candidate, I am coming in and I'm saying to the panel, look, I have got 6 months experience or a year's time experience into marketing. People from the other side will start asking me question about marketing. If
Right.
somebody is saying he is having experience of a years or year and a half into finance side of it, so commerce driven or economics driven question he can expect. Same is the case HR. But once you are there in the campus, started undergoing the program, after a year's time of completion, the first year's completion, you can decide upon which specialization you are needed to go in. It can be HR, it could be marketing, finance, operation, all doors are open to you. Depends upon your competencies and your choices.
Just to add to what Sir has said, so PGM general program, when you take admission, so for the whole 1 year, the first year is basically you are learning all the fundamental subjects, marketing, HR, then operations, then IT. So once you have, you do your 3 trimesters, you do study these subjects, then you will be able to take a decision which particular field you want to get into. So that's how you select your specialization area in the second year.
Right. So one more question is from Divya Goel, and she wants to know that if LBSIM is also offering distant short courses, certification courses. So can we please talk about other courses other than the conventional PGDM courses?
Right, Divya, thanks for your question. But Palash, I'm so sorry letting you know, and Divya know this. For as a matter of fact, at present we are not having any short-term kind of courses here available at LBSIM. But you never know what lies in the future and how the
Right.
future will unfold. At present, on the day when we are talking, we don't have. But if somebody is thinking about part-time and executive program, he can think, or she can think of, you know, and we don't have any distance kind of courses here available at Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management.
Right, sir.
Here, last year we have, last year, no, this year in February, we organized a conference which was in collaboration with IIM Bangalore. So they did a conference over here, and then there was a workshop for 2 days. So that was those students who wanted to attend that workshop, so they got the certification. The workshop was on business analytics, right? So these kind of courses, these kind of very small workshops, we sometimes organize, but not at a regular pace. We do it.
Sir, I also have personally, I also have a question. Sir, all these courses which are online, sir, can you compare it with the 2 years of experience that we get in the conventional MBA when in the brick and mortar college campus? Can we compare it with any digital course?
Palash, you are also an IM Rohtak kind of graduate, right? Uh, if I'm not wrong, you are from IM Rohtak,
Right,
right?
sir.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So, can something beat the friendship which is being nurtured as the campuses? Just
No, sir,
watch
not
this
at all.
particular movie Chichore, right? And get your answers clicked here,
To the point, sir, right.
right? So probably in this, with the metaphor of Chichore movie, I have answered your query and killed the question.
Very true, sir. Very
Thank you.
true.
Thank you.
So, sir, all these students, they have multiple channels through which they contact us, and if there's any specific question that they have related to LBSIM, we will be forwarding it to the team, and we can contact them specifically. Before we end the session, sir, just one more thing I want to know, sir. After the exams, all the market is open, students have so many options. What is it that really matters in LBS IM, and what is it that can really help them if they collaborate with our institute?
Right. So LBSIM, is a brand to reckon with. We are a quarter century old institution, and hit bullseye. We are having a very long association. If you look into the ranking of LBSIM, you will find us in top 30, 35 kind of B schools all across India. These are some of the pointers and the faculty and the course wise. Let me quickly come back to you. Our 1/3 of the courses every year would be tweaked up, or there would be a modification into 1/3 of the courses every year with the help of industry and academic experts. Our alumni, our academic body advisors and board of governors, they all three sit together and take a conscious decision to revise what the industry is needing. So we are not offering anything which is obsolete in nature, which is in time with the industry. That kind of programs we are offering. And my faculty, believe you me, they are always on their toes to learn something new so that they can make people to learn in a better manner. So this is what is my take. When anybody is joining LBSIM, the most current thing they can learn here from the learned faculty available at LBSIM.
Awesome, sir. One last question I have for ma'am. Ma'am, a lot of students have been asking specifically about the HR course, and if you can just shed some light on what can they expect out of an HR course, because that is a lot in demand and the students are a lot more interested in specifically this course. So what can they expect?
HR again is a specialization, right? And this specialization we offer in PGM general course, and the subjects that we do offer is our labor laws and strategic HRM training and development, performance management. So actually, again, I'm saying we do not expect anything from a student, because we when the student comes for the admission to PGM program in LBSIM, so we evaluate you on the basis of the criteria, your CAT score, then the VAT examination, and the GDPI process. So during the first year, we teach you subjects like organizational behavior. Then there are subjects like managing people and performance. So these are the basic subjects that you will study. And then of course we have a complete specialization. We do have a subject called HR analytics also. We provide you a complete package. So there is, if you are asking me what are the things that are needed, so there is no such thing which is needed from you people to learn. It is basically, studying about the organizational people, the people, then their behavior, then, the training, the effectiveness of training, and how the people are, how can we engage them based on their performance. So all those aspects we are going to, students are going to study in that.
Right, ma'am. I hope this answers Isha, Sachdeva, and everyone who is interested in the HR course. Ma'am, one more question that Divya has raised. Is there any scholarship our students can expect while they're applying for our institute?
Yes, the scholarships are there. So Dr. Samant will highlight on that.
Right. We have got merit cum means scholarship. At the time of entry into the institution, that is, scholarships are not available to you. But once you will start performing into the institute, there are 6 scholarships which are there available. It is merit cum means. To name a few, Deepak Chopra scholarship. There are certain more scholarships. This Deepak Chopra, why this name has come? This is an alumni under whose name this scholarship has been, set up here at the campus. So depending upon the requirement, there are 6 scholarship on grab which people can have, but they will come on one need come means basis. Number 2, once they have started performing inside the institute.
Right,
Right?
sir. In fact,
Palash, there are 2 quick questions. One is talking about fees structure, and the other is talking about residential courses. Let me quickly handle them as well,
yes.
right? So we are, I would not say we are a residential campus, but we are having all the arrangements of the hostels. And this question has come from a lady student, or female student. So I'll assure you, the safety of the girls is a paramount kind of thing for us. And our hostel is manned by a lady warden, and she will be always available to solve the problem. Though we have rented this out, our hostel is not owned by us. It is into rented kind of building, but we do take care of all the safety, securities, hygiene, housekeeping facilities from the institute side of it, right? So the hostel thing, we are not a residential campus, but the hostel arrangements are there available with us. When it comes to fees and other things, let me quickly give you the numbers. Our fees for PGDM general program is 11,67,000 rupees. Apart from that, there are certain other expenses, some 30,000 rupees for management grade, 7,000 rupees for alumni, 5,000 rupees for exam, and on top of that, 3,30,000 for hostel fees. So these are the composition of our fees at LBS level.
Right.
There is one question of loan.
All right. There's another question on loan something, if you can handle that.
Of course, sir.
Career Vidya. What was that question, if you can find out on loan? Palash.
Yes, sir. I'm on it.
Loan facility they are asking. Yes, there is a loan facility. Vidya Bharti.
So you can answer in general that, if they are.
Vidya Bharti. All right. So some of the banks with whom we have got the tie-up, they are SBI, Indian Bank, Axis Bank, wherein you can reach, and HDFC from the private sector. And there's another portal, a fabulous facility which has, see technology, how it is disruptive. Vidya Bharti is a portal wherein you can register and the bank would behind your souls to offer you loan, right? So anybody who is seeking a loan can register him or herself at vidyabharti.com, and from there people will start receiving call from
You are A plus for that.
and as far as the rating for the bankers are concerned, we have been rated A plus, so there would not be any problem into you availing any loan from any of the banks, only provided you are fulfilling their eligibility criteria of you scoring in graduation. Some of the banks are asking 60%, some of the banks are asking 70%, and some of them are asking 65% of the mark at the time of graduation, and some annual income of your family. They are the 2 basic criteria upon which the loans are being disbursed. Probably I answered Palash this as well.
Right, sir. So all the students who are listening, sir and ma'am have been very kind in addressing almost all the questions. If by any chance we have missed any of the question or it has not been justified, you can write us back. I've also provided a contact number on which our team of counselors will, personally address any doubt or any query you have specifically for Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management. So with that, sir, thank you so much for taking out time. I know that your calendar is packed, and with this, we are hoping so that you also can personally take all the doubts and queries that students have. We will be communicating to you, and I hope you also enjoyed the session because our students have enjoyed a lot, and it has been really informative. We are trying to create a platform where people like you, the experts from the industry itself, can address these students who are going to be the future managers. So I hope that the students have learned a lot which they came for. They have been served what they came for, and we're looking forward for more such sessions in the future.
Thank you, Palash. Lovely listening this from you. In case of any student wanted to reach to us, they can write to admissions@lbsim.ac.in. Admissions, I
Right,
repeat.
sir, I'll also add it in the comments.
Right. Sachin, please write this admissions@lbs in the comment section of it.
Yes.
So my colleague is writing this email ID for any query. This email ID can be used, and I'm expecting within 24 hours of the time you will receive a response if you are writing to this email ID.
That will be very helpful, sir. I'll also communicate it when we will be uploading this on the YouTube. I'll communicate that in the comments also.
Right. So what we'll do, Palash, some of the portions wherein we were talking impersonal kind of things that should be deleted and then it should be uploaded on YouTube.
Then your session reminds me of one of my class which I had in IIM Rohtak.
Yes. Done. Thank you. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Palash. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Palash, and thanks all the students.
Thank you, students. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. So with that, we will end this session right now. And anyone who has joined late or has missed the session can find it on the Hit Bullseye YouTube channel, where we will upload this whole session. And in the comments, we will be reading all your doubts and queries. Thank you again, ma'am. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Bye-bye.